I think it's pretty safe to say that the Star Wars universe seems to be quite expansive right now by Disney and Lucasfilm, not just counting the books, novels, comics, and video games, but also the live-action animated TV series to arrive on Disney+, as well as the new Star Wars trilogy of films. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing about Disney Star Wars is that we do know that as of this point right now, they really are trying to develop Star Wars into something completely new and more successful than it ever was or was even going to be under the creative control of Kathleen Kennedy. That's the thing right now, is that Disney is trying their absolute best in order to evolve Star Wars into something else with new tones for these movies, these TV shows, and of course the new canon material, such as books, novels, comics, and so on and so forth. Now, one thing that has been quite controversial to a lot of Star Wars fans out there is of course the High Republic era. There seems to be a lot of fans out there that are very much disappointed with exactly how this was put together, such as the artwork of the character designs and even the groundwork of the actual plot of the High Republic era. Now, this is going to be a brand new era in the new Star Wars universe. In case you guys did not know, it takes place 200 years before the events of The Phantom Menace, and it's going to give us a different view of the Jedi and even demystify the Force in several different ways. Now, the thing that's really exciting about Disney and Lucasfilm is that many different changes are coming our way to the Star Wars franchise, where now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as their new Star Wars universe. It's explained that currently both Disney and Lucasfilm have multiple plans in place in order to bring Star Wars in a better direction than ever before in order to save the Star Wars brand and to evolve it into something else for the Star Wars community that will become more successful. It's explained that one of the major changes over at Lucasfilm is that both Bob Chapek and Iger have initiated a plan to restart many aspects of the High Republic era in order to erase many of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas from this new era for the Star Wars universe. It's explained that Bob Chapek and Iger are having the creators of the era to do some redesigns to many of the main characters of the High Republic, and that new ties to the Old Republic will be created through these stories that will tease of what's to come in the near future. Now, it's noted that Chapek and Iger have allowed creators Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni, as well as George Lucas, to even hop on board and make key creative choices for the High Republic era in order to make more authentic stories to the Star Wars brand. Now, this plan by Lucasfilm is to satisfy those who are unhappy with the High Republic introduction by Lucasfilm and Disney, where Lucasfilm was also going to introduce a brand new war that originally was not part of Kathleen Kennedy's plan, as she originally wanted no wars in the Star Wars era. Dave Filoni and Jon Favreau with George Lucas are said to play a major role in developing what the conflict will be for this new Star Wars universe that will be based 200 years before the events of The Phantom Menace. Now, Lucasfilm is also officially getting rid of Kathleen Kennedy's idea to not include dark side warriors in these stories, and that they will now be introduced into the new canon material as well as Dark Jedi. And the thing that really impresses me about Star Wars is that they really are trying their absolute best, like I say, to really rebuild the High Republic, and they plan on introducing it in a different way at Star Wars Celebration this year in August, as long as everything goes, as planned. If they don't delay Star Wars Celebration to a later date, it still sits, for August of this year of 2020. The thing about the High Republic is that a lot of fans, including myself, were very skeptical about this era, not having any wars, not having any lightsaber duels, quote unquote, and it was going to really introduce a more peaceful era of the Jedi with different conflicts that did not involve enemies per se. And they're changing a lot of that right now. They're really restarting everything related to the High Republic, new redesigns for the characters, new settings and locations than initially planned. And this, to me, by Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni taking key creative control over the new Star Wars universe and over this new war that they're going to be introducing, that to me is very exciting. Yes, this is 200 years before the events of Episode 1, keep that in mind, but this new era really is going to be something different that we have never seen in Legends and or canon material. This is Disney's own creation, and a lot of fans have expressed their concern about this actual era because of how poorly it was really handled by Kathleen Kennedy. So Thankfully, they are going to be improving this era. We're going to get a new introduction of this era at Star Wars Celebration. I honestly cannot wait to see exactly what it's going to look like in comparison to what Kathleen Kennedy had planned to do. So looking forward to that. And the last thing I just want to touch on here real quick is that the fact that they're going to connect this era to the Old Republic era really does tease of what's to come for the Old Republic canon version by Disney. So looking forward to that as well over at Star Wars Celebration of 2020. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.
Gun in hand, we are alone again. From night to moon, we hear them moans again.